So, Joseph Hoover, the last I looked up, India says it has around 50 international stadiums, the BCCI says so. Are we being told now that we didn't have a better ground to offer Afghanistan? And what's more surprising here is that even they chose such an underprepared ground. What could be the reason?
See, one is for convenience, as the Afghan Cricket Board has said. They wanted something closer to Delhi, so they chose that place. But obviously, they were not prepared for this kind of a situation. I mean, it's sitting here, we could say that this could have been done, that could have been done. But the problem here lies with the people who took the decision. Whoever chose this venue, even if
But
Afghanistan is
Joseph,
saying,
sorry to
okay, we
interrupt
want
you.
to.
You said they were not prepared for such a situation, but is this a brain fade moment for Afghanistan cricket? Because how do you expect an international cricket board, which is all set to play an international test match, not to know if a ground that they're playing on is ready to host a match, is ready to withstand any condition? It's just unbelievable.
No, they should have done their recce. And then if you look at the weather, how it is panned out across India, the extreme climate events have started even impacting cricket, not just human beings and animals and forests. It's also impacting cricket. So let's understand that they wouldn't have been prepared. They would have thought things would be hunky dory when they come. They can play a good test match. It'd be a good exposure for the players. And New Zealand also were looking forward to a good test where they could have won. I mean, there could have been a good game, but unfortunately, what has happened is here I believe that the BCCI should have stepped in. They should have stepped in. It's nice to say that BCCI is not involved in that because it's happening in India. It's the reputation of India which has been marred now. So they should have taken precautions and said, okay, this is not what should be done. Maybe we could shift the venue somewhere else. And when they were offering Kanpur and Bangalore, they could have opted for one of the two venues. Because if you look at Bangalore, even if it rains heavily, we got the sub-air system. Within about half an hour, the ground will be ready to play. And this is some example that we need to have in across all major centers in India. Even be it Ahmedabad, we talk about the world's largest cricket stadium, the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. So when we all talk so big, we have huge resources, we have logistics, we have everything. And this is a more utter failure, I would say, because
Correct.
the board could have stepped in and said, yes, there are issues here. Let's think about this. They could have told the Afghan cricket board, listen, we can move this venue somewhere else. Somewhere, I think we're all busy counting money.
Absolutely. The BCCI
We have
should have
forgotten.
stepped in. Chandrasekhar Luthra, at the end of the day, this whole mess is playing out in India. Yes, BCCI is not obligated to offer grounds to everyone, but why was Noida even an option if it is so unprepared? Now, this is a massive embarrassment for India as well, which boasts of having the richest cricket board. So, even though we are not directly involved, at the end of the day, it is our backyard where it's happening. And at the end of the day, it's BCCI and Indian cricket that's going to be embarrassed in front of the entire world.
Well, I think Mr. Soni and Joseph, they are being very polite and not taking names. But let me tell you, there are checklists to be followed. To be, whenever you give any status, whether it's a national status or the international status to any stadium, there are checklists, and there are also checklists before announcing that this is a venue for T20 for one day. And there are different centers. If there are 50 centers in India, there are about 14, 15 which are test centers. Then one day centers. There is a checklist to be followed. And who gave the test status to this ground? Let me tell you. Because the BCCI, they are not involved, but they are also involved. They have cleared the status of this ground. This ground was a home ground for Afghanistan for a long time. And they were also been, training in Dehradun. But one of the BCCI vice president now he's a political middleman. He's a cricket middleman. You can call him anything. I can call him by name, Mr. Rajiv Shukla. He was promoting this stadium. For long, he was calling the journalists, so everybody there because he had interest in this stadium. Now he has shifted his attention to Ekana Stadium in Lucknow. So the point is, when a particular individual who is very powerful or not powerful, but who is a known middleman, when he is promoting some stadium, then obviously the clearance was given by the BCCI, and that's how under pressure or whether under pressure or by convenience or anything, but Afghan board chose this ground. So if there were not, super soaker there, if there were not complete covers for the ground, despite being the richest cricket board in the world, if India has not these all these equipments in a test center, then this should be embarrassment for Mr. Jaja, for Mr. Roger Binley, for Mr. Rajiv Shukla, everybody. Point is, who has given the clearance to the center? And now, when this embarrassment has happened to India, now we are trying to, say that yes, this was monsoons, extended monsoon, whatever things are. Point is, there is no super soaker. Super soaker cost how much? I think 10-15 lakhs. Nothing much. Entire ground covers. I have seen, Sri Lanka having the entire cricket cover, for the grounds in 2005 and all. In India, there were no cricket, entire grounds, cover till 2008, 2009. So, I mean, being richest is one thing. Being the best is another thing. So you have to fix the blame. You have to take them to the task. Whatever be the whosoever be the people who gave clearance, because there is a committee who give clearances to the grounds.